Everybody, welcome back to a new video. I know, weird. I'm doing an intro for a video. I literally never do this. But welcome back to one of, if not the only series I have on this channel. Welcome back to I Got Addicted, where we basically sit here and I talk to you for about 10 minutes about a game that has taken over my life and my day-to-day life. Now, this is not a review of the game that I'm going to be talking about because those are completely different videos that I do where I go into more in-depth detail, or I at least try to. This is mostly just me talking without any sort of script or interruption because this game completely interrupted my day-to-day life. So if you missed the last two of this installment, or of this series, I should say, we covered my addiction to Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 and how that game completely took over my life. We then covered Doom 2016 because I was forced to play that and got addicted to it. Just kidding, I wasn't forced, but ladies and gentlemen and everything in between, I have gotten addicted to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Now, I have been on record, maybe on this channel, maybe in some comment sections somewhere on YouTube, where I said that Jedi Survivor was one of my favorite games of 2023. Is that when it came out? Was it a year ago? Yes, it was 2023. Okay, look, I did have to do some research there, but I loved Jedi Survivor. It was one of my favorite games of the year. It was one of my most played games of the year. And going back to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, I'm doing it because I'm trying to prepare for Star Wars Outlaws, and man, I forgot how fantastic this game is. It's definitely a case of the sequel adding so many great features that you kind of miss them in this game. But honestly, I haven't played Jedi Survivor since like my first initial playthrough. So for me, this works. And this time around, I'm also playing Jedi Fallen Order on my PC, which is something I've never done. I've never played it. I've owned it for a long time, and I just randomly remembered that I owned it. So I was like, I'll play it. And man, Respawn, top tier for me. I don't remember why I ever thought that they weren't a top tier development studio, but Respawn seriously killed it with this game. This is probably the most Star Wars feeling entity that I've at least gotten to experience since the OG kind of movies and some parts of the what am I talking about here? The ones that were made in the 2000s, the Clone Wars saga movies. There we go. Like, I feel like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is the most Star Wars thing to come out of the more recent years. Now, obviously, some people really like The Mandalorian. I'm not really in that camp. I didn't really ever connect with the show that much, and if you have, that's totally fine. But I grew up watching the Star Wars original trilogy on VHS. Like, I watched it so many times because I think we owned episode 5? Episode 5. I want to say it was episode 5. Yeah, it was. And it just so happens that The Empire Strikes Back is one of my favorite movies of all time. And this movie, what the hell? Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order truly feels like episode 4. It feels like a trilogy starting game. Like, I remember playing this game, and first of all, I'm just going to jump to the ending. So, I mean, you should already know how this game ends. It's kind of like infamous in the gaming sphere. Darth Vader showing up and just not even being fightable. Top tier choice. I love that decision. I remember I went into this game a little bit later than everybody else just because at the time in 2019, I was really busy when this game came out. And this was actually one of the games that came out like right before the new year started and then the pandemic happened. I want to say at the time that this game came out, COVID had already like low-key started, but it just hadn't been super huge yet. I might be wrong with my timelines there. I just might be forgetting everything. But man, the exploration in this game is, I think, what makes this game so addicting to me. I love the fact that you go to all of these different worlds and you're able to pretty much explore every nook and cranny. And then as the game progresses, you'll unlock different abilities to let you into other areas. I know it's a pretty simple thing that a lot of games used to do. I don't know how many games really do that anymore. But the level design in this game is insane. insane. I forgot how good it is because in Jedi Survivor, that's one of my favorite parts of the game, as I feel like every world, all of the level designs are really, really good. And honestly, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order was kind of the blueprint for that. Cal is also just like such a freaking amazing protagonist. Like, he's an example of how we should have Star Wars protagonists. I know that a lot of people nowadays, they don't like Star Wars, woke wars, whatever the fuck. I don't care about any of that shit. This game is just like on its own. It's perfect. I really don't have any problems with this game. And there's not that many bugs in this game because Jedi Survivor has a lot of bugs. But I'm also playing this game 5 years now after it came out. This game came out 5 years ago, dude. What the hell? But it's not just Cal that's really good. All of the characters are just perfect. They all work extremely well with one another. There's not like an outlying character who's really better than the rest. I will say, if there is one, it's probably Cal, just because I gravitate towards him and towards his story a lot more than the rest of the crew. But I really think that the crew of the Mantis is phenomenal. Like, everybody does a great job. Even BD1, like even the little robot, he's so cute. He's an amazing droid to have. It's perfect. Absolutely perfect droid to have in this game. This game also still looks fantastic. Again, I'm playing this on my PC, and my PC's kind of a beast, so maybe that's why. But I feel like I remember playing this recently, or at least opening it on my Series X and being stunned at the fact that it still looks really good. The face models look fantastic. The cutscenes look so crisp and nice. It's almost like watching an animated Star Wars movie. I hope Cal is never brought into live action, because even though I love him and I love his actor, I really don't want them to fuck him up. Like, I think that the start of his character journey in this game, and just remembering where Survivor takes him in terms of what you're able to do as Cal with the Force and with your lightsaber and with your pistol and everything, I think that this game is absolutely how you start either a franchise of games, or at least one off of 2 or 3 titles. Obviously, usually Star Wars kind of works in threes, right? We had the first 3 movies, 4, 5, 6, and then we had 1, 2, 3, and then we had some shows and spin-offs and things. And now we have 2 of these Jedi games. I have a theory that the next one is the last. But even the villains here are kind of like textbook villains. They follow a formula, and the formula really works. You really get invested with the Inquisitors, even with some of the more just general Sith portions of this game. You get attached almost. Is attached the right word? I don't want to use attached, because I really didn't care if I don't want to say I didn't care if the Inquisitors died. I guess really, I didn't care about anyone except for the second sister. I think that as a villain is perfect. And then Darth Vader comes and just wrecks everything, and I love it. I love that that's how he was portrayed. That's how Darth Vader should always be portrayed, in my opinion. I think he's at his best when he is this overarching, just like darkness that cannot be beaten. And that's why I was really happy in Survivor, because they didn't make him a fucking pushover. You couldn't even beat him as a boss. And in this game, you literally couldn't even fight him. If you got close, you would just die and fail the level. I think that's perfect. But yeah, I don't know how much Star Wars lore was packed into this game that really changed things, but I felt like the lore that we got was great. And yes, this game is very separate from the rest of the franchise, barring the appearance of Vader and the ending sequence of this game. But I really think that that is to its strong point. I really think that the fact that this game relies on a whole new story, whole new characters, almost whole new environments for the most part, I think that that is exactly why I get so addicted to playing this game. The replayability, the customization, even though it's not as much as it was in Jedi Survivor, I think this is a great starting point. I never really liked the ponchos, to be honest, but I think the maps are all great. I think the level designs are fantastic. I think the music, obviously, it's a Star Wars product, so no matter how you feel about any of the Star Wars products, the music usually always slaps. But yeah, I got absolutely addicted to this game, and I've only been playing this, so I'm gonna go play it some more and finish it, and then load up a Jedi Survivor. I might do a video on Jedi Survivor. I don't know. It probably won't be an addiction video because I'm doing one for this, but I'm definitely thinking about doing a video on that one. Anyways, let me know if you guys played Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order recently, or if you haven't played it since it released, or if you never played it. I think it's a really great game to play. Some of the harder difficulties are fucking like impossible, and I think that is such a great thing, especially after all the Elden Ring stuff. If you're feeling like you need a harder game game, go play this game on master difficulty. It's fucking hard. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.